What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another edition of Live from the Bench.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween. Today is a lot of stuff going on. It's NFL trade deadline day. And
Yeah.
the trade deadline hits at 3 p.m. We haven't really seen any big moves. We saw Leonard Williams go to the Seahawks. I think it was Leonard Williams went to the Seahawks. We've seen more free agent pickups than actual trades.
Right.
But we have seen Eagles deal Kentavious or whatever his name, Kentavious Street over to the Falcons.
Not that was a big deal on our end. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a matter of necessity for them. They would have took anybody, it seemed.
Absolutely.
Is anybody?
Yeah, exactly. But what we did see. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say it's because of the Grady Jarrett injury. That's the only reason they were even reaching out. And
Right.
I completely forgot Street was even on the roster. So.
I did too. I feel like they pulled him from the practice squad just to trade the man.
Right. Well, yeah, that's what happened.
But
we need a guy, any guy.
Yeah, absolutely. But I know it's Halloween, but it also seemed like if you are a Philadelphia 66ers fan, I'm sorry, 76er. If you're a 76ers fan, Christmas have come early for you. The Philadelphia 76ers have officially gotten Mr. James Too Heavy Harden out of the building. The 76ers are trading James Harden.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we have an applause sound? I don't know. I'm pretty sure we have an applause sound. Wait, we gotta have an applause sound. Don't we have an applause sound? Jesus. Apparently not.
You don't see one.
Well, we'll fix that. The Philadelphia 76ers are trading James Harden to the LA Clippers.
Thank God.
According to the Woj, the Clippers will receive James Harden, PJ Tucker, and Philippe Petrusev. The Sixers will receive an unprotected 2028 first-round pick, 2 second-round picks, and a first-round pick swap, along with Marcus Morris, Nick Batum, Robert Covington, and KJ Martin.
I like it.
Additionally, they receive a first-round pick from the Thunder.
I like it. Thunder got picks for days too.
And with all the good news happening, unfortunately, here's the unfortunate news. The Sixers are waiving Danny Green to make sure they have room for the trade, those players that are coming over from the trade.
Oh, well, somebody got to go.
I feel like he'll find his way back on the team.
If not this team, then somebody's. All right.
Yeah.
They're still going to play in the league. We're only a few games into the season. It's a matter of time.
Absolutely.
But I am excited. That fat bitch is finally on the way out of town.
Yeah.
The best part about it, that leaves room for Maxey to grow.
Yes. Listen, have you seen the way he's been playing the past few days?
I have.
Yeah,
he's the Eastern Conference Player of the Week.
Mm-hmm.
As he should be, with 30 points a game.
Yes.
He has awakened, and that is only good for the city of Philadelphia. James Harden needs a strong number 2. Not some fat, out of shape bitch who comes to practice when he wants to come to practice and spends his free time eating cake at strip clubs. I don't mean booty. I mean actual cake, like straight out of the oven and into his mouth.
Yes. Well, that's good news for the
booty at a strip club. I mean, you should go get tested immediately. But yeah,
I feel like the writing was on the wall for the Sixers. Not necessarily for the Sixers, for James Harden. The writing was on the wall for him, considering the way the relationship and the way he was like the way he was barred from the team playing. Like when I heard that
yeah,
story that he wasn't allowed to travel, I thought it was hilarious.
right.
It was it was really funny, really interesting to see because I've never seen that before.
Right. I mean, that was the sign. They don't want him around. They're working on it. He's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. They're already shipping him out. So usually be they don't want you to play, or in his situation they ain't gonna want you there. They just don't want you to go away. And he made it very clear he needed to go away. And thank you to the Sixers organization. I'm not thanking Daryl Morey because that fucking bitch is his fault to begin with. But thank you, Sixers organization, for getting rid of that disaster of a trade. Now you need to get the other half of that trade complete and send Morey somewhere else where he can ruin somebody else's process.
So do we restart the process, or are we doing something different?
No, we're the Wizards now. What the Wizards have been for like the past decade or so. That's where we are now.
So we're not going anywhere.
No.
Jesus.
No. I mean, I don't see the hell with the Celtics. I don't see them getting past the Bucks to begin with. It's not like they were doing it. So I don't see them necessarily getting past playoff heat when Jimmy's activated.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now that they got the role players, I don't know. That changes things, but they're old and they need to be managed. But overall, it's not a bad trade. Everybody gets what they want.
Right.
So we get KJ Martin. That might be a surprise. It might be something that comes out of it that actually helps us a lot in the long run. He's pretty young and he's athletic enough. He likes to bang on people. I know that much. So who knows?
With Robert Covington, I felt like last time he was in Philadelphia, he was doing really good. He wasn't starting good, but coming off the bench, he did fairly well as a scorer.
He's primarily out there for his defense and his hustle.
Yeah. So, hey, listen. If they can...
Marcus Morris, too bad we didn't get his brother too, but, they're going home, basically. Philly is their hometown. I can't remember what school they went to off the top of my head, but yeah. So shout out to them. They get to go home.
Isn't the second time his second go around with the Sixers, or is it the other one that was here at the Sixers before?
You know what? I don't know. I don't know.
Because I remember one of the Morris brothers was in Philly.
Yeah.
So
Ned Rittensdale, Green. I mean, that 2027, whatever, 2028 first. That could be something good. That could be really nice for us in the long run. Other than that, it's that Thunder 2026 first rounder, which who knows what that's going to be. It's protected. I don't really have the protections in front of me right now. So who knows?
Yeah, I've never understood what a protected pick is.
I don't think outside of getting a star, we couldn't have done much better in the trade.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Picks and players for James Harden.
Those role players are going to make a huge difference for us.
Absolutely.
And the Clippers just get older. So, come on, get rid of all these players, and they still got older. Go figure.
And Harden's not going to do much of anything. I don't see him performing that much better than he did.
Oh, their starting five is like 4 out of the 5 are brand names. But that don't necessarily matter when, they up in the edges and all the load management because, Leonard's kind of fragile. George is kind of fragile. And they go off on their own little whims and all of that shit. So enjoy the ride. This is going to be a fucking shit show in Los Angeles, though. I'm probably definitely be coming back to this story more often than not during the season.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a hell of a soap opera over there. A lot of drama, a lot of infighting. That's what they
Oh,
do.
for sure. I can't see Kawhi Leonard and Harden meshing well. I just feel
Really?
like it can't work. I don't see it.
I think they all from California too. Great. Hey, I'm here for it. Whatever helps the Sixers helps me, and it helps the show.
Absolutely.
Good job, everybody but Daryl Morey.
You just don't like Daryl Morey at
I
all.
refuse to. I refuse to give him credit. It's his fault. I'm not going to give him credit for fixing his own mess. I refuse.
I put the credit on Brett Brown.
Why? Brett Brown wasn't even around at that point. It was Doc. Doc was the coach.
No, I get the credit for this trade for Brett Brown.
Oh, okay.
You gotta give it to somebody.
Okay.
The Morey.
Then give it to Elton Brand. Shit, he deserves something. He deserves
Elton Brand still there?
Somebody gonna say something good. I don't know, but hey.
That is something. If he's still there, then definitely I'll give him the credit.
Okay. What else we got?
He's the GM, right?
Yeah, he was at one point. He was the GM.
Yeah, I don't.
Ooh, 12 minutes ago. We got a sound. We got a sound for this one, like a news alert or something of the sort. We got one.
Yes, we do. We do.
All right, give me one. Give me that sound. According to Ian Rappaport, sources say the Bears and the Commanders are in agreement on a massive trade for star pass rusher Montez Sweat to land in Chicago in exchange for a second-round pick.
Interesting.
Major. Yeah.
That's interesting because I thought it was going to be Chase.
Yeah, I guess not. I mean, I would have been looking at Chase, but I don't know what they're doing with Chase. You would have thought. But whatever. Hey, congratulations, Montez Sweat. You went sideways.
It's basically a lateral move. Was no.
Washington could use that second better than they could, but damn, Montez Sweat, you just gonna be one of them players on a bad team your whole career, huh? Oh well, can't be like your brother. Well, Ryan Poles did something. He made a move to try to make his team, which is not a good team, better. So, 27 years old, 34 and a half sacks in 5 seasons.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Probably going to be a contract thing or whatever, but hey, if they could sign him and Jalen Johnson, they got something going on.
So with it being, let's try to pretend we're in the Chicago Bears organization and Commanders organization.
Right.
You want a pass rusher, so you're trying to get Chase Young, and I'm like, give me a first for him. You're not giving up a first for
Chase Young. No.
Yeah, you're not giving me a first, and we're talking back and forth, and I'm like, all right, I give you Montez. But I think Montez is still pretty good. I think he's on par with Chase Young as a talent.
Right.
I'm telling you, give me a first. And you're like, no, I'll give you a second. Because that's basically what happened. It's like Washington, they probably looked at Chase like, yeah, you're probably not who we thought you were. We need to get something for you. But you still value him as a player.
Right.
Do you think Washington resigns Chase Young?
I don't see why Chase Young will want to be there.
So they probably just lost. There's a loss for Washington.
Yeah. I don't see any reason in hell Chase Young will want to stick around.
Should have traded him.
If they threw big money at him. I mean, if your career's been as troubled as it's been in Washington, you'd probably want to wipe your hands of the situation and get the hell out of town.
Right.
I mean, I know I would. Wouldn't want to stick around to see it through when there's no upside in sight. There's no hope in their future. So no, I'd try to get the hell out of there as soon as I could. I'd be right behind Chase Young. Like, please, like I'd be right there behind Montez Sweat if I was Chase Young. Like, trade me, please.
Mm-hmm.
Send me to Detroit, please. Send me to Detroit. That's what I'd be doing if I was Chase Young.
So if you're Philadelphia, you it's obvious you're going to need defensive end opposite Josh Sweat next year.
Of course.
The writing's on the wall. Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox are likely going to retire.
Maybe.
They're not going to be in Philadelphia next year.
Brandon Graham, no. Fletcher Cox might end up being mayor of Philly one day. So, I don't know.
Would you go after Chase?
Absolutely, but I mean, it's not going to be cheap, and he's injury prone. But I would go after him. I would I would make an offer.
Was that the defensive end in Philadelphia? They don't really have defensive ends, really, in Philly.
Sorry, the cat was about to do no good. Sorry.
Yeah, I've been throwing shoes at dogs.
So yeah, go on. My bad.
Yeah, so Philadelphia doesn't really have any defensive ends. So would you be trying to get new DNs? Would you be trying to get edge rushers? Would you be trying to get middle linebackers? Would you be trying to get slot corner? Because Philly is really hurting.
Always.
Yeah.
Always looking for more pass rush. You can't have enough pass rushers. I mean, the run game's still a thing, but all right, you get a couple of those. You don't need more than a couple of those big bodies.
Right.
You know, pass rushers down there, you can do some damage consistently, like the Eagles did last season with the 86, 76 or whatever.
Yes.
But yeah, always on the market, always on the look, really always on the lookout for more talent, period. But you're always on the lookout for corners, for linemen, for on both sides, you know, wide receivers, whatever, you know, you're always looking out for those potential stars popping up.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, otherwise, you're not really doing your job, or you're. Like, who was that team that said we're? Oh yeah. It was the Cowboys who said we're not going to initiate trades.
Yeah,
that's losing. That's a way to guarantee you losing. If you're not trying to improve, you're not going to improve. So
absolutely.
And the GM workers thought better be out there, scouring every wire they can to find the talent.
That's the problem with Dallas, though, because their owner is their president and their GM. Like, there's very little. There's just so much power in one position. And that's why the team is where they are.
Yes.
And have been where they have been for the past few years. It's just.
So anytime a coach comes in, you know they're just a puppet for Jerry.
Mm-hmm. Because the GM not having someone who's a GM opposed to the owner, because that basically means if like Nick Sirianni and Howie, they can work together to make a dominant team, even if that's not the type of team that your owner wants.
Right.
Because 9 out of 10, I'm sure Laurie wants a high speed. Like, he wants to throw the ball, maybe. I don't know, maybe. Right. Let's say he wants to throw the ball. But let's say the coach and the GM are like, we can probably make a good running team. And they can work together. In Dallas, it's like, if Jerry wants a passing team, but you're a coach and you're like, I like to run the ball, and you can't talk to the GM about getting you this high power running back because your owner is your GM. You can't. Right. You have to do exactly what he wants. That's the problem in Dallas, in my opinion.
Across the board, it's one person has all the power.
Mm-hmm. And like, I know there's a lot of people that are like, "Well, it's working." It's not working.
It's not working. It's not working
because
I feel like they kind of the script, as it were, kind of leans towards Jerry Jones more often than not. That's why you always end up with these talented players, but somehow it just never works out on the field.
It's not.
Like
it's not.
the league is giving them the players to make them a good team, and they're still failing at it.
Yeah.
And if one guy like the president and CNO, general manager, he's probably at fault more than anyone. But you can't fire the owner. So you can't replace the GM. You can't replace the president. And the president's number 2, president, CEO, general manager, is his son.
Technically, Jerry Jones is the president as well. He's the owner,
CEO, and general manager. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the president too.
So yeah.
His son's the vice president of player person.
It's a hopeless situation.
It's hopeless. And and you hear it and you see all the time when people are just tearing Dak Prescott apart, tearing Dak apart. There's a reason why we're tearing Dak apart, but you're letting other people have you look at Jalen Hurts. Like Jalen Hurts isn't having the best year. But the reason that we tear Dak apart is because you're not winning. It's like there's a difference between Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott. The difference between Jalen Hurts is like he's in a winning team. Like he's in a team that's going to win, a team that's getting to the big game. Dak not doing it. Dak has been a quarterback longer than Jalen Hurts, and he's gotten there before. Dak has been a quarterback longer than Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's gotten there. There's a lot of quarterbacks that have been in the league less than Dak Prescott and has gotten to the big game. Who do you blame? If Dallas is such this great team run by Jerry Jones, why is it that they can't get past a certain point? Why is it that they're playing second fiddle to Philadelphia just about every year? It's because your GM, president, owner, CEO is putting you in a position where you can't win. We blame Dak because he's the leader of the team. You can't blame the owner. You can't fire the owner. So you have to put the onus on somebody who you can actually put the onus on. It's like, who are you going to yell at? You can't yell at the owner. The owner's not going to be like, it's my fault that we're where we are. You got to blame the quarterback. You either fire your coach or fire your quarterback. So that's where we look at it. Listen, Dak, this is where you are. And that's why people blame Dak. I mean, you're going to have these sorry games. Like I remember beginning of the season, we brought in Brandon Cooks, Michael Gallup, and they're going to have a big year. Where's that big year?
And it always happens down there.
And it's
a lot of talking and nothing to back it up.
Right. And then they got rid of Zeke because they thought Zeke was aged out. Maybe he was. But Pollard didn't do any better.
No.
You probably could have seen the same amount of success if you kept both guys. Yeah. Obviously, Zeke signed for less money. Maybe you guys should have revisited Zach to bring him back for that money he took in New England. He probably would have took it in Dallas. He didn't have to move and do anything. But here we are. It's a matter of like
New England wouldn't give him up for like a fourth. They would definitely give him up.
It's just a matter of
just fold the season anyway.
Right. Because the way it's looking, I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but 9 out of 10, Eagles are going to come away with the win this week. I feel as though I can feel it strongly enough that Philly can beat the Dallas Cowboys.
Do you really think that Philly can beat the Dallas Cowboys? Do you?
Yes.
Do you want to do the predictions episode now while we're here? We're only at 24 minutes. You got time?
Unfortunately, I don't. Okay. But we can get that out. We can get that out of here soon. But my thing is, the Cowboys, the big problem in Cowboys is not their players. It's not their talent. Because obviously they're a talented team. The problem in Dallas is that they have puppet coaches. There's a reason Kellen Moore left.
Yeah.
But you got to be in a certain
better situation. He had to get the hell out of town.
Mm-hmm.
Like that whole arrangement, him and Prescott had peaked. They wasn't going any further together than they had, which was second round of the playoffs. So
if that, they only did that once.
Yeah.
That was their first. I think that was the first time they advanced past the wild card game. in a long time.
Right. Actually, I think, yeah, I haven't, even if it wasn't for my unbridled hatred for the Cowboys, I still wouldn't believe in this team. I wouldn't believe in Dak because they're one of those franchises that are always destined to come up short.
Yes.
For whatever reason, like they're cursed, they have bad juju, they're jinxed, whatever. The old witch put a curse on them, and they're always destined to come up short.
Right.
Seems like the Chargers, the Jets, the Lions, the Browns. We don't expect much out of these teams. That's why we're excited when they do shine. Arizona, for that matter. Yeah, and they're one of those teams. Only his difference is they have such a wide base of fans that never shut up. And the media props them up because Jerry's like a major player backstage in the boardrooms and shit. So they prop the Cowboys up because, hey, they're America's team. They're not America's team. If we're being honest, the Eagles are America's team. We're the team across the country. It's not Dallas. Nobody likes Dallas outside of Dallas. But it's all these fake fans with their mouths open. It was the refs were cheating. No. It's a bad organization with a lot of stars because the league is scripted to give them weapons so they can talk about them on TV.
Mm-hmm.
They're not good. And the sooner we just come to peace with it and stop pretending that this is an actual contender, the better off we'll be. Then we can put our focus on real contenders. Maybe the teams that are actually winning can get some attention. Maybe we can put some actual attention on KC again. Yeah, Detroit, KC. Like, we're not even talking about these teams lately.
Mm-hmm.
Not even hearing it. They're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Give the winning team some damn attention. Stop trying to chase the brand names. But again, no, whatever works for you. Whatever porks you chop. Me, I'm looking for the good shit.
Yeah. Let's talk about the run of these Detroit Lions. Like,
yeah. I'm happy. I'm happy as hell watching them win.
Yes.
Yeah. It's nice to see them not wasting talent for once. Not having the quote-unquote best player at the position in the league for 5, 6, 7 years and barely even make any noise in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to see them actually doing something. Let me see them aspire to contention. It's nice to see. Nice to see a team fight and claw their way through all the doldrums and the albatrosses that bore them down and come out the other side. Suffer. Capable. Determined. I love it. If it wasn't such an Eagles fan, I'd probably be kind of on their bandwagon rooting for them. But I root from afar.
We can still do it.
Yeah. And we are. So maybe this will start a trend of every team hiring a bunch of ex-players as their coaches and position coaches and assistant head coach, all that good stuff. Maybe this will start. Maybe we'll stop getting all of these people with no experience running on the field, calling plays, trying to direct and lead men in the battle.
Absolutely.
Hopefully. You know how they like to jump on the latest fads, so maybe this will be in the next one. Coaches who actually played the game.
Right.
What a concept.
Well, I think that's all we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you haven't done so already, like the video, hit that subscribe button, go tell your friends about us, and just stick around for the next beautiful episode. I believe it's going to be the Week 9 prediction. It's Week 9? Week 9. Week 9.
Week 9, yeah. If you play fantasy football, this is a big bye week.
Yes, it is. I don't like it at all.
No. Everybody's suffering this week.
Yes, I am. Anyway,
Yeah.
I preface all that to say we can't all be starters. So Boulevard, let them know what they can do.
Hit the bench.